Hello, welcome. In this video, we will look at interlinking of rivers and its plan with regard to the national perspective plan, which was formulated for the interlinking of rivers in India. We'll see what is this basic background of national perspective plan and why it was in use, because this project KBLP, that is the Ken Betwa link project. Because of this linking of the Ken River and Betwa River through this project highlighted in the recent news from 2-3 years. That's why this policy was in news. Let's discuss some background and let's come to the main point of Ken Betwa link project. First of all, when we see this national perspective plan and interlinking of rivers, when we see a brief about this interlinking of rivers in India, it started in 1970s. The whole idea of transferring surplus water from a river to the water deficit area was initiated by the Union Irrigation Ministry in 1970. That means if a river is flowing in a basin and another nearby water deficit area is present here, and there was another river, by interlinking these two rivers, there will be water surplus from these two rivers will be transferred to this water deficit portion of this area. That's why enhancing the availability of water to this drought prone area or the water deficit area by this idea. This idea was initiated in 1970s with the proposal of the Union Irrigation Ministry. And later, it suggested construction of the national water grid for transferring water from water-rich area to the deficit area. Similarly, a garland canal was proposed to redistribute water from one area to the another. In such a scenario, there arises some different thoughts and ideologies. These are not happen generally. Just let's see what the idea is. They suggested a construction of national water grid. National water grid will be formed. It will responsible for the transferring of this whole water from the rich to the deficit area. And similarly, a garland canal will be created. Garland, the shape of garland will look like this. In such a way, the garland canal will be created to distribute and resource the water through these areas. That was the plan which was originated. However, government did not pursue these two ideas. First one is national water grid formation. Second one is garland canal model. Both these were not accepted by the government, and these were rejected by the government of India. And later, there comes in later 1980, Ministry of Irrigation come with a plan called National Perspective Plan for Water Resources Development for Inter-Basin Water Transfer in the country. In a similar way, a new idea has been developed, that is the National Perspective Plan for the distribution of these water resources between the river basins of the country. What this national perspective plan all about is, NPP has two components generally. One is Himalayan rivers development, other one is the peninsular river development. This NPP consists of two components. One is Himalayan component, other one is the peninsular component. This Himalayan component and peninsular component. Based on the NPP, National Water Development Agency, this agency, based on the plan of the NPP, National Water Development Agency identified 30 rivers which have to be linked. That is 30 river links have been identified by this National Water Development Agency. Under this, 16 comes under the peninsular component. 16 rivers comes under the peninsular component, and 14 projects come under the Himalayan component. This so-called recently famous in news, this Ken Betwal linking project will be comes under also the peninsular component. By the way, this NPP has two components, Himalayan and the peninsular. Himalayan has 14 components and peninsular has 16 components, and KBLP also comes under the peninsular component. Whenever you are going to interlink two rivers, you have to follow the following clearances. What are they means? Techno-economic clearance. It will be given by the Central Water Commission. Then forest clearance and environmental clearance by the Ministry of Environment and Forests, and the resettlement and rehabilitation plan of tribal population in order to make the safe habitat for the tribal population, given by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. And lastly, wildlife clearance given by the whichever central empowered committee is there, it will give. These are the major clearances one have to follow for the interlinking of river projects. What is the advantages for this river interlinking means? It will help water availability throughout the year without considering the rainfall concentrated only in the few months. By this, a throughout water availability will be there. By surplus water comes into the deficit waters, and a river linking project one hand reduces water shortages in western and southern India. On the other hand, it will mitigate impacts of recurrent floods in eastern India. Generally, some parts of western India and some parts of southern India, where water deficit areas are more popular along the this so-called coast, West Arabian coast. It all almost the water deficit area. This area will be get the water shortages will get reduced here in the southern India and the western India. And apart from this, when coming to the eastern India, recurrent floods will happen because of maybe Himalayan rivers, or it may be because of so and so. These floods which happen in the eastern India, these floods also get mitigated. Floods in the eastern India mitigated, and water shortage in the western and the southern India will get cleared. This is the some of the advantages. Apart from it, it reduces farmers dependent on the monsoon rains for irrigation purpose. These projects can also help India to meet it clean energy production because of this hydro energy under the Paris Climate Agreement. This project will also have potential to promote inland water transportation. By connecting the two rivers in a different states or different reasons, when you connect these two rivers, inland water transport will get promoted in this area from this reason to this reason. It is the total idea. And diversion of water from water surplus to the water deficit region, and the use of surplus water otherwise flowing into the sea unutilized. That means a water surplus river, this water will unutilized go into the sea without any utilization. By transferring this water into the water deficit, there will be use. That is the last point. And what are the issues regarding with this interlinking? Political challenges. One is the between the different states. For example, some states has some river which is water efficient, another one is the water deficient. That state does not want to give its water to the another state by this interlinking. It is a fear of losing the surplus water to the other states. This is the political challenge behind it. And second one is the economic challenges. It will be a that much dream project of the government and of India. It will cost around nearly $87 billion. this much of economic cost will be somewhat difficult for this dream project. And environmental challenges. In order to linking two rivers, there may be a forest present in this area, or wildlife sanctuary present in this area, or a tribal population living in this area. These all get affected by this interlinking of the rivers. By this, somewhat of a environmental concern will be arised. It may impact some fisheries and flora, fauna, wetlands, and it may lead to the possible diversion of the forest land also. This is the thing. And when coming to the international challenges, Himalayan rivers like Ganga and Brahmaputra are the transboundary rivers. When you link two rivers which are completely present in India, there is no problem. For example, when you take Godavari or Krishna or so and so Ken Betwa, these are completely present in India. There is no problem for this. For example, when you take Indus River or Ganga River or Brahmaputra River, these are transboundary rivers. That means they flow more than in one river. For example, neighboring countries such as Bangladesh, Pakistan, and China, all these regions have this river flow. When you have to face these international challenges for your domestic water interlinkages, it will be somewhat a challenging issue to face. For example, Ganga flow in Bangladesh will get reduced when you interlink this river with the other states in the India. It will become more impact for the Bangladesh in such a way. When Chinese got to stop the flow of rivers, for example, recently constructing of different dams on the upper edges of the Brahmaputra, it may lead to some hazards or environmental disturbances to the northeastern India. That will be the issue with the international challenges. And apart from this, social unrest or psychological damage will be there. For example, building of dams and reservoirs under this project will lead to displacement of several villages and several tribals and all these things. For example, Tehri Dam, which led to the submersion of the 72 villages. In such a way, there are a lot of social unrest will be arise from this. What will be the conclusion? The river linking project is a great challenge as well as opportunity to address the water issues arising out of the climate change. The long-term solution for water scarcity lies in investigation of the water conservation, efficient irrigation practices. Moreover, linking of the rivers between the two basins takes place for a detailed study and a feasibility. With all this, we can come to a conclusion. This all about the interlinking of the river. Let's see about the what is the Ken Betwa link project. What all about this? Let's see this Ken Betwa interlinking of rivers. The idea of linking Ken River with the Betwa River got a major push in the 2005 when a tripartite memorandum of understanding has been prepared for a detailed project report where two states of Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra and center. This tripartite MOU has been signed in 2005. There comes the push. In 2008, the center declared this KBLP a national project. Finally, in 2005, an idea of this linking project has got pushed, and 2008 it became a national project. Later, it included as part of Prime Minister package for the development of drought-prone Bundelkhand region. For the development of this drought-prone Bundelkhand region, Prime Minister's package has come. It became a part of it only. In 2009, it decided that this DPR will be prepared in two phases. That is, detailed project report will be prepared in two phases. In 2018, a comprehensive DPR was prepared. March 2021, a MOU was signed among Ministry of Jal Shakti and two governments of Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. Sorry, I spelled Maharashtra. It's not Maharashtra, it's Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh and Ministry of Jal Shakti, a tripartite MOU was signed in 2021 again. And what are the details of the project? We already discussed, it will become under two phases, phase 1 and phase 2. This phase 1